Buongiorno, il mio nome è Veglia Lorella, sono insegnante di arte visive al Collegio del Mondo Unito dell'Adriatico. Il collegio ospita 200 ragazzi di 80 nazionalità diverse, studiano anche arti visive. È una materia che non è obbligatoria, è opzionale, cioè fa parte del programma baccalaureato, ma non tutti i ragazzi studiano arte, ma solamente qualcuno lo sceglie. Allora, questa mostra vuole trasmettere che cosa significa essere donna e artista ai nostri tempi, con le diverse sfaccettature.
Hi, I'm Lola, I'm from Spain, and for me it's so beautiful to see all the artworks coming together because I'm living here with all these super talented women and we're all artists, and it's beautiful to see how each of us coming from a different context are viewing this same problem and are showcasing it through art that at the end is coming together in this little exhibition. Hi. Okay, I think that as a Spanish person, I don't have that much of a cultural shock in that sense coming here to Italy. But I have felt like through my life, sometimes, for example, in school, women weren't expected to be able to do as much stuff as men. Even in the art class, I feel that sometimes maybe the expectations were lower for us. And also when we had to do investigations or learn about new artists, most of them were men. So we don't have that much of a specialized education in art history when it comes to women, as there weren't as many women to study.
Hi, my name is Emaline Mau and I'm from the United States. For my projects, it was these over here. And the first one is an altar that I dedicated to my grandmother. I made it around the time of Dia de los Muertos, which is when you celebrate family members that you've lost. And altar that talked about the relationship that we as granddaughters have with our grandmothers and the knowledge and the community that they create for us. I love my grandmother. She was also an artist. That was her career. And so it was really special to be able to create something in honor of her and to celebrate her life and all that she was able to achieve. And the second piece that I made talked about growing up in the southern United States, where religion is embedded deeply into our everyday life. And so, should I hold it? Mm-hmm. Okay. So here was a depiction of the Virgin Mary. And then around it was 23 objects that make up who I am as a person. And it's 23 specifically because that's the amount of chromosome pairs in each cell of the human being. And so it was my own take on my fusion between the story of how humans were created religiously from a religious aspect and how they were created in a scientific aspect. And either way, it regards a woman because women are the creators.
Okay.
Hello, my name is Mahzad and I'm from Iran. So basically, in general, I should say the art projects that I did here were very different from what I did back home, especially from coming from a Muslim country. It is very different, the art that you're allowed to create here and the art that you're the space that you're given in to work in back in Iran. So I'd say I see woman as freedom. I don't define it by freedom because defining woman is a pretty complicated context. But I'd say when I draw women, I would like to draw them free. And the main point is that how can you draw women free when you yourself are captured in a cell? So that is how different I started working here and started depicting women as free beings. It's not really related to Islam or hijab or anything, but like just the feeling of freeness in a canvas that I started doing here that I didn't used to do back in my country. Hello.
Hi, I'm Pam. I'm from Belgium, and for my project, I represented a girl that was lying in trash. So around her head, there is a lot of trash, and despite that, she is pretty serene. She is not showing too much emotion, and she just does not care too much about the trash and what is happening around her. So it symbolizes women being able to go through life and go through their experiences without being too impacted or being emotional about certain things. When I paint, I feel very serene, and I think one thing that I feel most is the colors, and that is really what grounds me in my painting, and what makes me want to paint is to see the harmony of the colors and how those interact.
Hi, I'm Theo and I'm from Romania. And I think this exhibition is particularly important for me because in my context, in Romania, the school program is mostly based on art made by men. So when we study literature, we study art made by men. When we study arts, we speak mostly about what men created. So I think it's so meaningful for us to have an exhibition made by female artists that connect to us. When we see it, it's just for us to enjoy and to understand women history, women sufferings, women wins, and celebrate them. And yeah, I think for me, being part of this exhibition shows how we can evolve through history. And even now, in art exhibitions, men dominate. So having an exhibition full of women pieces is truly just amazing.
Okay, hello, my name is Darsha, I'm from Ukraine, and for this project I was working with various media. The biggest project I was doing was connecting both theater and physical performance within the theme of women and women's rights, covering different topics of harassment, of gender inequality, both in education and in everyday life. Apart from it, there was also some threats connecting how women in general are perceived in society. So on April 12th, we had one world concert which was happening in theater in Monfalcone, and I directed a group of students from this college to do that performance. It was a very interesting experience both for them and both for me, because I've been doing dance professionally for the past 10 years, and I had to teach people who had from no to very little experience. And we tried to both integrate all of their ideas that they had, all the problems that were meaningful to them, and we tried to make it look good all together by choosing different songs and by making this performance in the end a sort of a manifest for women's rights and women power, how each woman can support the whole community, and how important it is overall to stay together and to believe that what you're doing is right.